Welcome to Just the News. I'm Faye. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at what's making headlines today. Our first story, of course, focuses on the heavy rains in Tamil Nadu. 5 people have lost their lives in rain-related incidents, and the Indian Met Department has forecast more heavy rain for the state of Tamil Nadu for the next 3 days. That's until Thursday, the 11th of November. The State Revenue and Disaster Management Minister has said that over 538 huts and 4 houses have been damaged in the rain. Speaking to ANI, he said Tamil Nadu received an average rainfall of 16.8 mm over the last 24 hours. Chengalpet district received the highest rainfall. Rainfall is lower today and the Chennai Corporation is pumping out water from low-lying areas. He also said that rescue operations are underway at this point. The Army, the NDRF, the Fire Department, among others, are currently engaged in rescue endeavors. And in Chennai, more nodal officers are posted for review and rescue operations. The Chief Minister of the state, M.K. Stalin, announced that the state government will provide free food to everyone from the Amma canteens in the heavy rain sites until the rain subsides. The Chennai Civic Corporation has allocated 4 crore rupees for relief measures so far. In the meantime, the Madras High Court has pulled up the Greater Chennai Corporation over the recent flooding in the city. The court has said that the civic body, and I'm quoting here, failed to take adequate measures to prevent flooding in the city, end quote. It also questioned what the corporation had done after the floods of 2015. The High Court has also warned that if the waterlogging situation does not improve and is not brought under control, and the troubles faced by residents due to it doesn't improve by this weekend, it will take up suo motu proceedings against the Chennai Corporation. In a terrible event that took place, 4 newborn babies died in Madhya Pradesh's Bhopal after a fire broke out in a government hospital on Monday. The fire swept through a special unit of the Kamala Nehru Children's Hospital, reportedly due to a short circuit. Madhya Pradesh's Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has ordered a high-level investigation into the incident and has announced a compensation of 4 lakh rupees to each of the families of the deceased. K.S. Parihar, the Additional Commissioner of Fire Safety, Bhopal Municipal Corporation, told NDTV that the hospital had never applied for a fire NOC and the team had found that the equipment was outdated. This is the second such incident in recent. We had one in Maharashtra as well, where a COVID ICU caught on fire. In Jammu and Kashmir, another attack by militants and 2 more people have been killed in targeted attacks in 24 hours. A man at a shop owned by a Kashmiri Pandit was killed by terrorists who opened fire at the store in Srinagar on Monday. This was the second targeted killing after a policeman was shot dead by terrorists on Sunday. Soon after the shooting, the man, identified as Muhammad Ibrahim, was rushed to the hospital but declared dead on arrival. He was a salesperson at the shop that reopened early in 2019 after remaining closed for 29 years. The Punjab cabinet has accepted the resignation of Attorney General APS Deol, and the post has been left vacant by him, will be apparently filled by Wednesday. Punjab Chief Minister Chani, making this announcement, also said that it would be sent to the state governor, that the resignation would be sent to the governor. State Congress Chief Navjot Singh Sidhu has been pushing for Mr. Deol to be replaced. Last week, Deol had attacked Sidhu, accusing him of obstruction of functioning of the state government and his office as well. He said Sidhu was spreading misinformation to gain political advantage. Well, there is, of course, the update on the Rafale matter. Remember, French investigative journal Mediapart has put out a fresh story that claims and alleges that bogus invoices were created and used by French aircraft maker Dassault Aviation to pay 7.5 million euros in secret commissions to middlemen to help this Dassault Aviation get the Rafale deal in India. Now, it's alleged that despite the existence of these documents and the fact that these documents were in fact submitted to the CBI and the ED in India back in 2016, neither of these probe agencies went forward and pursued the matter at all, and that has raised many questions. Now, following this report coming out, Congress and the BJP have begun targeting each other. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has said, when the truth is with you in every step, there's nothing to worry about. My Congress colleagues keep fighting against this corrupt government. Following which, BJP leader Sambit Patra has said that Rahul Gandhi's allegations are disinformation and lies. He has also said the Indian National Congress should be called the I Need Commission. instead. So the gray area right now is the fact that the allegations pertain to a period before this current government was in power, up to 2016, and the fact that the documents were handed over to the CBI and the ED allegedly in 2016, when this current NDA government was in power, but no action was taken. So right now, these two political parties are both accusing each other of corruption. In other news that might be worrying, China has delivered its largest and most advanced warship to Pakistan as it seeks to ramp up the navy of its ally, Pakistan, in the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean, where it has increased recently. China has increased its own naval presence in that space. Now, this has apparently been designed and built by the China State Shipbuilding Corporation Limited, and it was delivered to the Pakistani Navy in a commissioning ceremony in Shanghai. The vessel apparently can simultaneously execute a number of naval warfare missions in a highly intense multi-threat environment. According to the China State Shipbuilding Corporation Limited, this vessel that has been handed over to Pakistan is the largest and most advanced warship that China has ever exported. Besides these advanced naval ships, China also partners with Pakistan's Air Force to build JF-17 Thunderfighter aircraft as well. Taking a look at our COVID numbers, which we should not lose sight of, India reported 10,126 new COVID cases, 332 deaths in the last 24 hours. Kerala reported 6,409 new COVID deaths in the last 24 hours. The Karnataka government has issued COVID-19 guidelines for people traveling from Maharashtra to the state of Karnataka for a short visit of 2 days or less. According to the latest guidelines, people traveling from Maharashtra to Karnataka should be asymptomatic if it's a short trip, which means no traveler having symptoms of fever, cold, throat pain, a cough, or difficulty breathing will be allowed to enter the state of Karnataka from Maharashtra. People from Maharashtra also need to carry their COVID-19 vaccine certificate for proof of both doses of the vaccination to enter the state. The West Bengal government on Tuesday lifted the COVID night curfew, which was imposed from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in 2 districts for the Jagadhatri Puja that will take place on the 12th and the 13th of November. Earlier, the state government had lifted the night curfew for Durga Puja as well. A quick look at an update from the world of business. Paytm's 18,300 crore rupee IPO was subscribed 48% today. There has one more day of bidding to go before close of India's largest public issue. Now, the portion has been set aside for retail investors, has been subscribed 1.23 times, with 1.08 crore shares being sought for a reservation. This is, of course, a very interesting IPO to keep an eye on because of the sheer size. Paytm has priced its shares between 2,080 to 2,150 per share, which values the company at 1.39 lakh crore rupees at the upper end of that price band. The share sale closes on the 10th of November. An update now from news coming in from across the world. Over 2,000 migrants are stranded at the Belarus border with Poland. According to the BBC, the European Commission has accused Belarus's authoritarian leader of luring migrants with false promises of easy entry into the EU as part of an, and I quote, inhuman gangster-style approach, end quote. European spokesperson, EU spokesperson Peter Santo has said that upon arrival, these migrants are being pushed to the border and forced to make illegal entry into the European Union. Belarus's leader has refuted these allegations. Poland has deployed extra troops after desperate crowds tried to cut the barbed wire fence on Monday and enter the country. Border guards said that more than 300 attempts were made to cross in illegally. With tensions now escalating between Taiwan and China, the Taiwanese defense minister, according to Reuters on Tuesday, have said that the Chinese armed forces are capable of blockading Taiwan's key harbours and airports, citing 554 intrusions by Chinese warplanes between September last year and August this year. Taiwan has claimed that China launched what it called grey zone warfare. The ministry went on to say that at the same time, the Chinese PLA, or the army, is aiming to complete the modernization of its forces by 2035 to obtain superiority in possible operations against Taiwan and viable capabilities to deny foreign forces. Now, they say this poses a grave challenge to the national security of Taiwan. One piece of positive news, as always, before we leave you for today. Jammu and Kashmir Srinagar has been added to the prestigious list of the UNESCO Creative Cities Network for 2021 for its craft in folk art. This is not a WhatsApp forward. We checked this. Out of 49 cities across the world, it is the only city in India to make it to the list this year. After Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Varanasi, Jaipur, Srinagar is the 6th Indian city to achieve this distinction since the project was launched back in 2004. Well, that's a wrap on Just the News today. Thank you so much for joining us and always watching our show. It's a pleasure to bring you the news day after day. Here's your pop quiz for today to see if you were paying attention. What were India's latest COVID numbers? So the new cases that we reported over the last 24 hours, what is that number? Leave the answer in the comment section. And if you give us the right answer, I might give you a shout out and a mention in tomorrow's news bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.